In this video, I'm going to show you how to install the Wi-Fi uploader option. This will allow you to upload content and data from your smartphone at Wi-Fi speeds. So first thing we have to do is go to the app and update store and download the Wi-Fi uploader app. It's not really a store, it's our repository. So this is our Smart Swim. And I'm going to install on this Smart Swim the Wi-Fi uploader app. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to the apps and updates server and we're going to download the Wi-Fi uploader. So here I'm going to pick apps and updates from the pairing app. You can also do this from the apps and updates app on your Smart Swim. So I'm going to pick that and then you'll see it goes up to the server. And most likely you don't have it already installed, so you're going to get something that looks like this. Okay, so at this point I'm going to pick the Wi-Fi uploader app. It's the only option I have. And it's going to tell me and show me the name. It shows you the icon that lands on your Smart Swim. It gives you a brief description of what the app does. Okay, so we're going to hit OK on that. It goes up to the server and pulls it down and installs it on my Smart Swim. So it's going to use the Bluetooth connection right now to pull it from the server and push it from the phone to your Smart Swim. You can see that happening now. Might take a little bit of time because we are using Bluetooth to do the move of the app up to the Smart Swim. Most of your Bluetooth content currently is moving at this speed. Now the Wi-Fi uploader, once you install it, you'll be able to check the box, and I'll show you that in a minute. Now it's uploaded to Swim, it's installing it, and you'll see once the installation is successful, you'll get this message. Okay, so the Wi-Fi uploader version 1.0.0 is now successfully installed on my Smart Swim. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to scroll over the carousel until I see the marlin. It's the fish icon. And the fish icon will tell me that that's the Wi-Fi uploader is installed, in fact, installed on my Smart Swim. And there you see the marlin is, the blue marlin is installed, Wi-Fi uploader. So what will happen is you need to run the Wi-Fi uploader app at least once on your Smart Swim. So I can either scroll to it in the carousel using the button interface, or I can use the phone control interface on the phone to slide over, get it to the center of the carousel, and I'll just tap there to run it. And you can see here it's going to start up the app. And here you can see it says the network is disabled. The network's disabled. So it requires a network. You got to turn your network on. Both the phone, the pairing app, the phone, and the Smart Swim need to be connected to the same Wi-Fi network, obviously, to use the transfers from both networks. So I'm going to exit out of here, and I'm going to turn on the Wi-Fi network now through our settings, and I'll show you that quickly. So I'm going to go to settings now on my Smart Swim, and I'm going to open that up. And then we're going to scroll down to Wi-Fi, and we're going to turn on the Wi-Fi interface. You can see here the Wi-Fi interface is turned off on the Smart Swim. So I'm going to just tap once, it'll turn it back on. And it'll remember what the Wi-Fi network and settings were from before if you've already enabled it. So just by turning it on, you can see already it's reconnected to my home network here, and it is fully connected there. Let me see if I can get it to focus up. So you can see you're already connected. It's good to go. So my Smart Swim now, the Smart Swim is now connected to my home network. So I'm going to go out of that app, and if we go back into the Wi-Fi uploader app, you will see there that it is now connected and has its IP address. I'm going to load that up. You can see there, it now has an IP address, has a network name, and it's got the port ID. And you need to know those three settings. They're the three critical pieces of information. If you have a firewall on your network, or if you have something else that could be blocking that IP address, you're going to need to understand that. Typical public networks, my home network, I don't have to worry about it. I know none of that's being blocked. That port and that IP address are fully open to read and write, so they can communicate with each other without anything between them that's going to stop that from happening. Okay, so we now have that set up. So now we're very close to where on my phone I can just go up here under the menu options, and you can see down there we have the Wi-Fi uploader option right there. And I'm just going to turn that on. And what will happen is either my phone, you have to check and see, and you can see here the network settings matched. So my phone looks like my phone is also on the same network, because down here that's the phone network. The port is read from the information from the smart SIM, so that's correct. The IP addresses from the smart SIM, they have to be the same. You can see the two IP addresses are identical, so that's good. So everything looks good right now. So I'm just going to press OK. And you'll see here, it just sent a message to my smart SIM, and the smart SIM responded and said, yes, everything's good. So right now, both systems are communicating to the Wi-Fi uploader app. So now what happens is, if I want to do an upload of content, I'm going to hit the upload button. I'm going to pick, say, music track. I'm going to grab one of these guys. And you'll watch how quickly that's responding and moving content from my phone now up to my smart SIM. In seconds, it just uploaded a 3-minute, 3.5, 4-minute soundtrack. So we're good to go. I can upload a bunch of content, or I can take a video with my phone, record something with my phone, say athletes or swimmers training, and then I can talk about what I'm looking at, and then in that video is now saved on my phone. I can then hit the upload button here. You can see I'll hit the upload button. I'm going to go down here and pick the movies category, because I would have saved that video on my phone in the movies folder of my phone, internal storage movies folder of my phone. And you'll see it show up in this list here. So I'm just going to scroll down here. This is, let's see here, a CES trade show demo. This is a, we'll pick that. This is a 4-minute video, and you'll see here we're loading it at a pretty good pace there. Probably within 10 to 15 seconds, that's going to be pushed up to my smart SIM, right? And that's a 2.5-minute video. So if I swam 150 yards, recorded and talked about it, I could push that up to the athlete's smart SIM, and they could be training with that video for the entire 30-minute or half-hour, 1-hour training session. You'll see when you're done here, you'll get the response, okay, you're good to go. Done. And that's pretty much it for the Wi-Fi uploader. And I can also, we'll add one more point here. So you see when it's enabled, it's checked. And what's going to happen is if I lose connection, or if I leave the app, go do something else with my phone, and I come back into the app, I'm going to have to re-enable the Wi-Fi uploader option. It's only going to stay active when you're actively using the app. That's important, because more often that you're going to turn it on, use it for a bunch of things at that network area, and then you're going to turn it off, go to where you're going, which that network no longer exists. So when you turn everything back on again, you wouldn't want to be trying to access a network that doesn't exist. It's not going to be enabled anyhow. So that's pretty much how that option works. That's it. And that's pretty much how our Wi-Fi uploader option is installed, downloaded, and configured. And you will have status back about when things aren't right, if the networks aren't the same, if the port's different, or if the IP address is not the same or not acquired properly. The phone will tell you, the phone pairing app is going to tell you all these things, basically what's wrong or what you don't have quite configured properly.